Peaches was like, I don't want to be with you. Leave me alone. I'm with Bo. They arguing back and forth. And then, well, they said that James did the unthinkable. And it kind of went something like, he was like, man, you gonna be with me. You mine. And they proceed to fight, and James overpowered him. James overpowered Peaches and did the unthinkable to him right there in the cell.
Welcome to another episode of Dante's Prison Stories. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, or I'ma push that blade.
Ah, shit. Here we go again.
So, one of the most dangerous places in prison is the prison shower. I cannot stress that, like, and I'm going to give y'all the reason why. And we're going to get into the story, but I really want to stress this for anybody that might find themselves going to prison. And I know some of you guys going to be like, well, Dante, people just don't wake up and just say, oh, I'm going to prison. Well, actually, they do. A lot of people do, actually. Now, when I look on Facebook, that's all I see, dudes committing their crimes, cats that's crashing out. And where do you think they're going to go? Where do you think these people end up? Yeah, they get their 5-10 minutes of fame or whatever, but then they go to prison. And I really hope and pray, because I know cats, they going to go to prison. That's just what it is. That y'all listen to these videos and y'all get something out of it. So me and the homies, we walk in the track, and then the bus pull up. Now, every Tuesday, we get a brand new shipment of inmates from the county jail and other prisons, right? So 2 buses pull up, and dudes start getting off the bus. Now, they call it sweating the gate. Now, sweating the gate is, it sounds like I said sweating the gay, like G-A-Y. Sweating the gate, G-A-T-E. Sweating the gate is when you got inmates all up on the gate, hollering and hooting, seeing who getting off the bus, seeing that you got relatives, friends, enemies, right? Boys, gay guys, right? So you got all type of dudes sweating the gate. Now, me and my homies, we walking the track. So we stopped by. We got a little corner over here. So I'm trying to see who coming in, right? Now, my homeboy Al was like, hey, Dante, is that Bo? I said, where? He was like, right there. Now, for those that don't know who Bo was this OG dude from my hood, okay? Bo was one of them drug dealers that been selling drugs since the 70s, the 80s, and probably mid-90s. But Bo ended up catching a body when I was like 11 or 10 years old. And, well, he been in prison ever since. Now, I remember Bo because he had that eye. He had like his left eye glazed over or whatever. He always reminded me of this scary dude. Now, keep in mind, Bo was all right in the hood. You know, when we used to go up to the corner store, he used to give us $1 back then when you can get like a Debbie cake for 25 cents, a bag of chips for 25 cents, a 25-cent juice, or a 50-cent hug juice. Hey, y'all know what time it is. We got to do the question of the day before we go on with this story, okay? The question of the day is this. What was your favorite Debbie cake back in the day? Me, I'm going to say Star Crunch or oatmeal pie. Y'all let me know in the comment section, what was your favorite Debbie cake back in the day? And don't forget to hit the like button. And also, y'all, the Patreon is pinned at the top of the comment section. So for those that's wondering, yo, Dante, where your short horror films at? Where your supernatural stories at? Where's the Lamarck Moore content at? Oh, y'all, I forgot. For the people that want to listen to Lamarck Moore stories, I'm going to have his channel pinned at the top of the comment section too. All right. With that, y'all, let's get back to the story. So now I'm looking, I'm like, yeah, that is Bo. So I'm like, Bo, what up? What up, Bo? Bo, what up? And he looked, and so he gave a nod or whatever. So I'm like, yeah, that is Bo, right? So me and my homies, we go peel off right now. We trying to get him in our unit because, this the homie from the hood. This an OG from the hood. Now, keep in mind, y'all, we haven't seen this dude in probably 10 to 12 years. 10 to 12 years. And the last time we seen him was like on the street. So we ain't seen him in about 15 years, right? So, when you see a familiar face, you want your people to, be in a unit with you, whatever. So I go to the dep and I'm like, hey, could you get that guy? I ain't gonna put his real name out. I should though, but I ain't gonna do him like that because we got close ties, family ties here in the hood or whatever. So I ain't gonna put him out like that. Fuck it, I'm gonna put him out like that. His name, Donovan Edmonds. Donovan Edmond. That's his name. So when I'm like, hey, could you get Donovan Edmond moved over here? And, Dep was like, all right, I'm going to run it through property or whatever. So, all right, bet, right? So, usually intake, which some people call a reception, is basically when you first get to prison, they put you in a one-man cell, right? And they come do your medical, they draw your blood, they give you a psych eval. It's a lot of things they do, right? So you kept away from everybody else for about a good week, right? So now I know for a fact, okay, he gonna be in here with us, right? So I'm kind of excited because I never had no bad interactions with Bo, right? Never did at all. So I'm like, man, I want to know, like, I want to know the story, like why he got up in here and what he been doing, or well, because this is an OG from my neighborhood. Y'all listen, I'm going to say this. In prison, especially when you've been down for, I ain't even going to say a year. Bo been down for about 15, 20 years. So you got a record. You got your prison record from inmates and you got your prison record from the administration. Now, whatever you have done while in lockup, it follows you. And well, Bo Pass done caught up with him. So let's begin. So I put the word out. Like, hey, yeah, my homeboy Bo, he coming through, blah, 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 right? This dude named Tyrone Jenkins pulled up on me one day in the yard. He like, hey, Dante, let me rap with you right quick. I'm like, what's up, T? I called him T. His real name Tyrone Jenkins. I said, what's up, T? He like, hey, you know that Bo dude that you be hollering about? I said, yeah, what about him? He like, that's your man? That's your guy? I was like, yeah, he from my hood. He an OG from the hood. He was like, when the last time, y'all spoke? I said, shit, I was a teenager, about, I don't know, 12, 13 maybe. He said, hey, you ain't heard about? I'm like, what, man? What's going on? What's up with the slow talk? What's happening? Talk to me, man. What? He like, man, that dude's a bandit. I said, a bandit? It was like, man, that nigga, he get down. I'm like, what you mean get down? He like, man, come on, Dante, man. He a violator, man. He a booty snatcher. I said, what? It was like, yeah, man, the homeboy a booty snatcher, man. I said, get the fuck out of here. He was like, hey, man, I don't know who he was on the streets, but in here, that's why he got transferred. I said, why he get transferred? They said, man, he was violating his cellie. I said, what? He said, yeah, bro, he violated his cellie. That's why they sent him here. I said, come on, dog. That. He said, Dante, I won't lie to you, bro. Hey, dude is a booty snatcher, man. I said, all right. So he peeled off. So I seen Al and Tar T them over there. I bailed over there. I kind of felt like, I kind of felt bad or whatever. Like, when you got like a hero or somebody that that you looked up to or whatever, and then you find out that, you know, they've been involved in some messed up things. Just like y'all know the lead singer from Boys to Men, I just now found out that he was messing with Brandy when she was 16 and he was like 22, 23 or something. Did y'all ever hear about that? Let me know in the comment section. Do y'all know the lead singer dude from Boys to Men was knocking Brandy down when she was 16 and he was grown? I just heard that on the Cam Newton podcast with Ray J. That's crazy. Dang, that's crazy. And that damn dude could sing. But anyway, so I go over there. Al like, what's up, D? You all right? You straight? I said, man, look, man, come over here right quick. I wanted him. I ain't want to tell Al this in front of all the homies. I'm like, come over here, walk with me. So we walking. He like, what's up, D? You gonna say something? I said, hey, man, look, man, somebody told me that Bo got sent here because he violated his cellie. He said, what? Man, who said? I said, it don't even matter who said that, man. But, man, if this true, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. I want to hear his side. So Al like, well, I mean, you know how dudes be putting rumors and allegations on dudes or whatever. I said, yeah, but, I mean, we getting him put in our block, but he gonna have to get put right back out the block if he did. He was like, man, I don't think Bo like that. I said, well, I mean, he have been down for a good 15, 20 years, so I mean, he might not be the same Bo. And I was like, yeah, all right. So I said, hey, I'm about to go lay down, man. This really messed me up, man. I'm about to go lay down. So, you know, me and Al, you know, we dapped it up. Al peeled off and went back with the homies. I went back to my cell and laid it down, right? So, nothing really eventful happened like in the next 2 days. So, we just going to fast forward when I ran into Bo. So, Bo come in a unit along with a couple other guys, right? And I see him. I'm like, Bo, what's up? What's up? Like, everything I heard about him or whatever. And in them next 2 days, you know, other cats done told me things about Bo that was in a bad light, too. That was, like, really confirming, like, yo, he is that. He like that. So, but when I seen them, all that went out the window. Because I'm like, yo, this Bo, man, this is the guy that was looking out for me and the homies, the young homies in the neighborhood, you know, giving us money, giving us, you know, taking care of us, right? So I'm like, Bo, what's up? What's up, man? What's happening, right? He like, Lil Dante, that's you? That's you, Lil Dante? I said, yeah, man, what's up, man? What's happening? He like, oh, what's up, my nigga? So we dapped it up, right? He like, man, you look good, man. You look good. Look, y'all, in hindsight, when he said that, never mind. But I said, man, you look good too, Bo. You look good too, Bo. So, like, what's happening? What's cracking? He like, man, just a bunch of gossiping motherfuckers around this B and some hating motherfuckers, man. But that shit ain't about nothing. I said, hey, Bo, let me holler at you about something. He was like, what is it? What is it? I said, let's walk with me, talk with me, right? So we walking, right? We walking around the unit. I said, Bo, listen, man. I need to know, are you a booty snatcher? As we walk, he stopped dead in his tracks. He was like, what the fuck you just say? Now, when he said that, he said it kind of loud. And, you know, a couple of my homies was like on standby. You know, that's just how my homies is. They always in earshot of where I'm at because, you know, cats got love for me or whatever. So he said, what the fuck you just say? And when he said it, it was like in a real aggressive tone. I said, look, man, it's cats that been coming to me, you know, telling me that, you know, you been out, you know, you just got sent here because you violated your cellie or whatever. He was like, man, let me tell you something. I don't never steal nothing, okay? I takes. I don't steal, I take. I said, okay, so what that mean? He was like, man, listen, that dude that they keep on saying that you know what, to my cellie, that dude been owing me for about 3 months. So I told him one night, like, hey, man, since you can't pay this debt off, and Dante, you know about this, man. If a nigga can't pay his debt, he gonna have to pay it some way. And hell, hey, it is what it is. I was like, so you did do that? He was like, man, that shit was consensual, dog. I said, oh, so you did do that. He was like, man, Dante, this prison, man. Don't you do that shit too? I said, hell no, man. I don't do no shit. Hell no. He was like, oh, okay. I mean, shit, whatever floats your boat, man. I mean, hey, but shit, I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna do me, shit, until I get up out this motherfucker. I said, oh, okay. I said, all right. Well, I said, all right, man. I'll holler at you later. So he was like, all right. So then I peeled off. So my homeboys, they was anticipating this conversation. So they like, what happened? What's up? Did he do it? Is it true? I said, yeah. It's true, but he's saying that it was consensual. He talking about, dude owed him, and he told him that's how he gonna collect, and that's it. So they like, oh hell no, man, no, he better not come in here with no funnies. I said, look, y'all, I know that's the OG from the hood, but man, we just gonna give him his space, man. Just get dude his space, right? So they like, all right. So over the next week, walk in the yard, he'd try to come up to me or a couple other guys from our neighborhood, and we'd be like, all right, we'd talk to him a little bit, and then we'd just peel off, right? In the lunchroom, right? He'd come over there and try to sit at our table, and we were like, no, somebody's sitting right there. So one day, he came up to me and was like, hey, man, like, what's up, man? Why y'all trying to ostracize me? Like, what's happening? Like, what's up, man? I said, listen, man, the type of shit I do up in here, I can't be affiliated or associated, with your type. And he like, my type? What you mean my type? I said, listen, you be... it's just your type, man. I just can't be affiliated with dudes like you, man. He was like, what you mean? I said, man, you know what I'm talking about, man. You be fucking dudes, dude. He was like, man, that's that prison shit, man. I ain't trying to fuck with you. I ain't trying. You know what? You know what? That's cool. I knew it was something. I already knew. But you know what? Y'all got it. I'm going to be on my lonely. I'll be dolo anyway in this motherfucker anyway. So you know what? Y'all got it. Y'all ain't got to worry about me trying to walk with y'all on the yard. Y'all ain't got to worry about me eating with y'all. None of that. I ain't got to kick it with y'all. None of that shit, man. But y'all know what? That's all right. We straight. We good. Ain't no love lost. All right. I'll holler at y'all. And he walked off, right? Now, over the course of the next 10 days, he really started letting his hair down. And when I say letting his hair down, this dude really just started pushing up on punks. Like, you would see him over there in the corner with Peanut, talking to Peanut. He be over there talking to Peaches. He even was talking to Chocolate. And y'all know who Chocolate is. I just did a video about Chocolate. Chocolate was the number 2 blood in the state. And, well, when he came back to our prison, well, he went from Dino to Chocolate. So he over there just conversating, hugged up with punks, right? So one day, we on the yard, right? And we on a weight pile. And y'all know how Dante give it up. I ain't even got to explain to you. But anyway, I'm doing the pull-ups. And Al tapped me on the leg like, man, look at Bo, man, look at Bo. Bo is hugged up with Peaches, right? Now, Peaches belonged to this dude named James Holman, right? James Holman was a hitter from Detroit, right? But Peaches and James Holman was husband and wife. Now, James Holman was in the hole for about 2 months for stabbing somebody for getting at Peaches or whatever. So I'm looking, so I'm like, oh, okay, well, shit, they together now or whatever. When I say they hugged up, they like hugged up like you'll be hugged up with a broad, right? So I'm looking or whatever, and some guy walked up to him, some dude, I don't know, some dude walked up to Bo. It was like, hey man, that's James B, right? That's James B, right? And Bo was like, I don't give a man, this is my bitch now, right? So dude was like, I'm just saying. So then Bo was like, and why the fuck you in my motherfucking business? Is you fucking with him? Is you fucking with her? I mean, he didn't say him, he said her. Is you fucking with her? Addressing Peanut as a her when it's really a man. Is you fucking with her? Is this your B? Is this your B? He like, no man, I'm just saying that's James' girl. He like, man, I don't give a fuck about no motherfucking James, man. Hey, get word to James, this is my motherfucking B. And when them motherfuckers get out, that's what it's gonna be. The drama, y'all, that goes down on the yard. So I'm looking, I'm like, okay, yeah, here you go, right? So there's a lot of, we gonna fast forward to 6 months later when James Holman get out of the hole. Now there was a lot of stuff that been going on. However, Bo and Peaches that moved in a cell together. Now he done got out of our unit like 2 weeks afterwards of him and Peaches and him getting together, and they moved in a cell together, and they really playing the husband and wife role. You got Peaches ironing his clothes, preparing him meals, keeping the cell clean. Like when they walk in, it's like they like in La La Land, right? So when James get out, they put James on the other side of the prison, but James quickly found out, through the grapevine of inmates gossiping, like, hey, this dude named Bo, he with Peaches now. And he putting the word out like, hey, man, bunk all that. I'm home. Daddy home. So, shit. So he put the word out on the second call of yard that he wanted to talk to Bo at the gate, right? So now this went around to everybody. We all know that, okay, Bo finna meet up with James at the gate, because this is this gate, this 14-foot gate with barbed wires is separating the two, right? So we all just, we nosy. We want to see what's going on. So James at the gate, right? And Peaches and Bo pull up. So James like, what's up, Peaches? You miss me? And Bo was like, hey, listen, we ain't come here for all that. What's up, man? So James was like, listen, I don't know what y'all got going on. Whatever y'all been having going on, that shit dead. I want my bitch back. And Bo was like, excuse me? He was like, yeah, nigga, I'm getting my B back. So what's happening? Yo, whatever, yeah, I was locked up. I was going away, but I'm back now. So, hey, Peaches, you know what time it is. You already know. So Bo was like, hey, Peaches, go back to the cell. Go back to the cell. So James was like, what the fuck you mean go back to the cell? Hey, man, don't talk to my B like that. So Bo like, hey, nigga, let me tell you something. So at this point, y'all, they just barking like two guard dogs trying to get at each other through a gate. They arguing, they screaming, they hollering, making threats, all type of shit, right? So the guard on the tower like, it makes move from the gate, move from the gate. It makes move from the gate. First warning, right? So they like, all right, bet. That's what it is, right? That's what it is. So now, I'm going to say, about 2 days later, James said, I'm going to get this motherfucker, right? I'm going to get him. So it's about to go down on an annual lockdown. Annual lockdown is when they shut everything down. I'm talking about ain't no movement. In fact, we not even getting hot dinners no more. We getting bologna sandwiches, a cookie, and an apple, in a schoolhouse milk carton, right? And with the annual lockdown, whatever cell you in, that's just the cell you're gonna be in until it's over. And these annual lockdowns, the last one took like 2 months to complete, right? So everybody moving around. There's so much movement. Every dudes collecting on their debts, dudes that got drugs trying to get rid of their drugs, dudes that's getting high trying to get the drug. There's a lot of movement, right? Because we know what's coming. So James figured, I bet. So since this dude Bo got my B Peaches, and he think they just gonna live happy ever after, while I'm over here in this motherfucker stressing, no, I'm gonna go over there, I'm gonna get at him and break all that shit up, right? Cause he really felt like, yo, this dude took my woman. Ew, sick, right? So he concocts his plan. So somehow, some way, he get to their unit. Now, I didn't see this personally, but I heard it through the grapevine, right? Somehow he get over there, right? Bo ain't nowhere to be found. He get over there and he get in the cell with Peaches. And for what I heard, Peaches was like, I don't want to be with you. Leave me alone. I'm with Bo. They arguing back and forth. And then, well, they said that James did the unthinkable. And it kind of went something like, he was like, man, you gonna be with me. You mine. And they proceed to fight, and James overpowered him. James overpowered Peaches and did the unthinkable to him right there in the cell. So Peaches hollering and screaming, get off me, and all this and that. You know, normally inmates mind their business, right? But somebody went out and they found Bo, was like, hey man, James over there violating your girl. James over there violating Peaches. What? Where you at? They in the cell. What? Oh, hell no. So word is, while he was in there doing the unthinkable to Peaches, Bo done pulled up in that cell, and it was like, y'all remember WWF Hell in the Cell? Yeah, they said it went down. It went down in that cell. Now, again, y'all, this is what I was told. Obviously, I wasn't over there to witness any of this, even though I wouldn't want to be in that cell witnessing any of that anyway. But this is what I was told. Long story short, to put it all in reference real quick for y'all, James got over there to Peaches and Bo unit. Bo was wherever he was at. James got in the cell with Peaches, told her he wanted to be with him, and that relationship with him and Bo was over with. Peaches wasn't going for it. James wasn't going for it. So he ended up taking his cheeks. And then I guess in the midst of him taking his cheeks, Bo run up in the cell and they fighting. Police show up, mace, billy clubs, all that. They lock all three of them up, and they all three went to the hole. Now, Bo ended up getting shipped. Peaches ended up getting shipped. But they, for some reason, let James stay. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, hype the video, and share the video. To watch my exclusive videos, you must become a member. I'm going to have the members link pinned at the top of the comment section. Have you sent your weekly donation to support the Dante Show Network? If not, that's okay. I got you. We are now accepting CASHAPP, Zelle, and PayPal. All gifts and donations are highly appreciated. If you are trying to reach me for business opportunities, I'm going to have my contact information pinned at the top of the comment section. Also, get in contact with me if you need your business, your book, your social media channel, a product, your brick and mortar, whatever it is that you need promoted, get in contact with me. My contact information will be pinned at the top of the comment section and in the description. Until next time, take care.